Hello guys and welcome to the second video of Just a Game, and today is the first raid that the Rise of the Shaman will show. This is a great series and I'm honestly extremely excited to be recording it and showing you how I do things. Now, while you're watching this video, I can understand if a few of you will criticise me due to how I play, but again, I haven't really played a Shaman for that long, so I'm still kind of trying to learn the ways, so to say. So while you're watching the background, I just thought it'd be a good idea to talk about a few different points. Come away from the Rise of the Shaman. I know it's really epic, and you guys just want to see it, but I think there are other things to be discussed. Now, Warlords of Draenor, from what I've heard, speculation is scheduled to be released in maybe May, June, around that time. So kind of just before summer starts, and sadly that's when my exams start too. But I will try my hardest to get a few videos done in that time. But why are they doing it now, like just before summer? I mean, summer's a time where me and quite a lot of other people I know don't really particularly want to be sat at home all day, doing nothing. But the thing is, do they not have a choice? Because we've been left with Siege of Orgrimmar and patch 5.4. We're going to be left with that until Warlords of Draenor pretty much comes out. So a lot of people don't really want to be playing that same patch until Christmas. So I completely get their understanding. But also, do you think that it could be the wrong move to essentially kind of do it at that point in time? It's all up to Blizzard, and regardless of when it's released, me and millions of other people will buy the game. It just all depends on when a lot of us can actually start playing it, because I was late coming to Mr. Pandaria and I didn't really get a chance to play the start of it, and I kind of found myself catching up, and I don't want that to be like that again for Warlords of Draenor. I really want to get in and raid, and kind of be able to raid as much as possible and really push for the heroic raids. I'm not going to say that I'm a hardcore raider. I never have been. Semi-hardcore I have been. And with that semi-hardcore guild, it was primarily back in Wrath. We managed to get, I think it was 9 out of 12 heroic in ICC without the buff, and we got, I think it was 10 out of 12 with the buff. So that isn't exactly a major achievement in a lot of people's eyes because of how easy people say ICC was. But we gave Lich King a good run for his money a few times, but especially when we were doing normal the first time, and he wiped us out a hell of a lot. And we weren't a bad guild. We were far from a bad guild. So it's a weird one, because who knows? I really do genuinely want to be in the top few guilds that are doing this on my server again, and I've kind of disheartened to see when when Warlords of Draenor is actually coming out, and that really kind of upset me a bit, because I genuinely wanted to just get in there, gear up, raid, done. But I completely understand where Blizzard are coming from, and a lot of the player base as well, because no one particularly wants to sit there for a whole year and raid the same content. However, coming away from that, just looking at Warlords of Draenor itself, it honestly has got me. When it was announced, it gave me butterflies. I'm not going to lie to you. The concept of it isn't particularly great with the whole alternative timeline, but for us as a player base to go back and see players that we grew up with while we were playing Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, or reading books, so Nazul, Gul'dan, Durotan, Doomhammer, Grom Hellscream, various characters that we, the older player base, grew up to love, as we're kind of hoping to eventually see them in the game at one point, which we have, which is unbelievable, because I genuinely thought we'd never ever see a lot of these players. characters, sorry. I thought we wouldn't ever see them in game. So for now, for us to actually be able to see them in game is definitely something that a lot of us wanted deep down. You know, there's no resurrection story. There's none of that bullshit. So it's generally just a an expansion where these orcs are gonna be badass, right? They're gonna be badass, and they're gonna be no corruption. It's just purely gonna be what that Iron Horde wants to do. And I think it also reflects a lot on our Horde, that regardless of demon corruption or whoever's in power, a lot of orcs are prone to battle and doing the wrong thing. Now, when it was our timeline, the story goes that the orcs were peaceful. They were quite a peaceful race before the demons came. So, could we technically say Garrosh is the demon? He isn't as powerful. He's nowhere near like of Kil'jaeden or Archimonde, but we could say that he is the demon for this expansion. In a way, he's a savior because he turns everyone away from the demon blood apart from Gul'dan. So he is both a savior to that race and could be the downfall, just like he was to the present day Horde. I feel like that maybe Blizzard are going down a certain path, like his dad in Warcraft 3, drinking with the demon blood, that they don't learn from their lessons. The Hellscream line doesn't like to learn from its lessons, and we will see a lot of exciting things. And I've never been excited for an expansion, not like this. I mean, I was excited for Wrath because we were going back to see the Lich King. The Burning Crusade looked cool because of Illidan, but I didn't really want to kill him because he's my favourite character. So we're going back to a time where a lot of these people weren't necessarily my favourite character, but we're going to see him, and that is going to be awesome, absolutely awesome. And I hope you guys have to agree that Warlords of Draenor has the potential to be the best expansion ever. It does. They're bringing in garrisons. Now, garrisons is something that a lot of players have kind of wanted for World of Warcraft, due to the fact that we had garrison-like things in Warcraft 3. That's where the whole base started, and now you're going to be able to create your own base that is personal to you. And I think that was a really nice touch from Blizzard. It's a definite thumbs up. It's a brilliant idea that they finally managed to bring it in. I don't like the way they're using all the stats. The stats things are going to be definitely take a lot of us by surprise. It's going to be a new game for a lot of the old raiders, I suppose. And new is good. It's got variation. We've had one thing, now we're having another. And I think if Blizzard constantly evolves the game, it can't get boring in a sense. The basics of the game will always stay the same. You either PvP, you raid, or you quest. They're the three primary things you do in World of Warcraft. And I know various people who do all three. You know, I'm a raider. I have a friend who just focuses on PvP, interested in raiding, and I have a friend who likes to go around and do quest. You know, it all depends on how you like to play the game, and I think Blizzard have definitely embraced that. They embraced LFR for the players who can't put enough time into the game to be able to get to the heights of people who are starting on heroic. And I don't think LFR should be bashed at all. I think it was a good idea. People can't constantly devote time and effort to the game. It's as simple as that. And I think it's only a select few who either are actually heroic raiders or wish to be heroic raiders that have a pop at Flex. Flex? LFR. My apologies. I've got the script in front of me and I'm reading the wrong words. I'm so sorry. Flex, on the other hand, I think was an absolutely perfect idea. It was the idea that Blizzard needed. In Cataclysm, when the 10 and 25 man guild raids, should I say, kind of merged. They merged because There was no difference. You could do 10, you could do 25, no difference. It would drop the same loot, you get the same achievements. And I think a lot of people missed the diversity between 10 and 25 raids. Back in Wrath, you did 10, ICC for example, 251 gear or 264 heroic. Lich King heroic was 277. 25 man heroic was 264 normal, 277 heroic, and 284 Lich King heroic. And plus you had to do 25 to do the Shadowmourne quests. So I think people really kind of took pride in that. You know, look at me, I've done 25 man, I've got Shadowmourne. It's definitely the harder tier of raiding, and I think that's honestly down to opinion, because in 25 man you can afford to let a few people die. 9 times out of 10 in 10 man, if a healer dies or if a DPS dies, it's not the same. So I think Flex has definitely brought something in that a lot of people wanted. You know, they have diversity. We have 11 players. Oh no, we can't let this person sit out. He's a good raider. Let's go do Flex. And the new Flex they're bringing in, Warlord of Draenor, really has kind of made me happy, especially in my guild. I'm no longer in a hardcore raiding guild. I'm in a great guild. They do make progression on normal, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm glad I found a guild that could be quite fun. So we stick to 10 man at the moment, but I think when Warlords of Draenor comes out, we'll start getting a few teams put together, a few players who are one, and hopefully we can see the progression roll in. Now Mythic raiding, a cap off at 20. I totally disagree with the cap off at 20. I feel like the cap off should have been 25 man. 25 man only. Bring back kind of the Burning Crusade element with 25 man only raids. And that would really separate the heroic raiders to the normal raiders, and then LFR would separate the normal raiders to the casual raiders. And I feel like that separation in certain groups for the game makes people a lot more prouder to actually play the game, because there's no longer there's no longer free epics, la da da da, whatever people talk about. It is just one raid, one raid size, and this is how you're going to do it. And I just really wanted it to be 25 man. The idea of a 25 man, 20 raids, sorry, brings me to the ideas of Zul'Gurub back, and the raids we have now are far superior to Zul'Gurub or AQ20. They're far superior. There is no doubt about it. The raid mechanics, everything is completely different. So I feel like they don't make it like vanilla. I mean, I know vanilla was 40 man raids, but Mythic is definitely bringing back a hardcore sense of only a few people are actually ever going to see this difficulty, I think, and actually complete it. And that's what a lot of the heroic raiders were calling out for. They wanted that difficulty to kind of separate them. Heroic now is, I feel like, will be considerably easier than Mythic. What Mythic will be? I think it's Mythic. It's not Mystic, is it? Is it Mythic? Shit, I can't remember. It's alright, guys, you can correct me. It's perfectly fine. Wait, hold on. I've got to go check this out quick. This will annoy me. Mythic or Mystic? Mythic or Mystic? Is it Mystic? I don't remember it being Mythic. Mythic or Mystic? Anyway, while I go quickly check that up. Yeah, I think the idea of a separate raid tier for them raiders, so the likes of Method or Blood Legion, Power, people like that, I think it's good, but I wish they would make the raids so hard that it wouldn't take a guild 2 weeks to progress through normal and heroic. That really bugs me. I don't know why, but it just really bugs me. Now, these players are immense players. So obviously they're gonna do things differently, and they're gonna be able to clear content a lot quicker. However, I just feel like that if you're a main boss, give him some credit, make him near only possible, and it was Mythic. I was right. Thank God for that. I was kind of having a bit of a heart attack. Well, I wasn't, but you know, when you get things a bit wrong, you question yourself a lot. Anyway, so that is my opinion on the raiding aspect. I haven't looked too much into PvP, and I will have a look into PvP. And for the next video, I will talk about PvP. I would like to get into PvP. I was quite a PvPer in Wrath of the Lich King. I was nowhere near the likes of 2k rating. I was kind of always sat at 1.7, so I wasn't no major PvPist. Can we say that? I was nowhere near. I wasn't that. But I would like to kind of get into a bit of arenas, because arenas are fun. Obviously they're bringing out a new arena system, which is once a week, I think. I know a lot of players haven't really agreed with that, and I can understand why. It's perfectly understandable to have to log on at a certain time to do something that you used to be able to do all week. I suppose they're making arenas kind of like how you would make guild raids, you know, which could have its benefits. I'm not too sure. But who knows? Who knows? No one knows. So I think Blizzard definitely have a lot of stuff planned for us, and that is so exciting. This expansion really will define if Blizzard have still got it, in my opinion. I was impressed with Mr. Pandaria, how they pulled a story out of their arse. It was a brand new story. And we'll see. I think this time we have the story, and we're focusing more on the likes of raiding and PvP game wise. If they can make the game wise mechanics decent, then everything else will flow. Have fun, guys. This is Just a Gamer here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.